Housing is a basic need. You know, we all need a roof over our heads, a place to shower, a place to lay our heads at night. And when I moved home at the end of 2018, early 2019, I had been living in New York where housing is a huge issue. Very hard to find a place to live that's remotely affordable. You have to live with a lot of people. And I was shocked when I got back, and I couldn't afford an apartment on my own. Whether you're have a fixed income because you're on Social Security or whether you're working full time, it's hard to make ends meet. And so I started looking at that and kind of paying attention to it and realized this is something I want to be involved in and really make a dent in. I'm the executive director for the Housing Authority of Chelan County and City of Wenatchee. And in that position, I oversee a team of 33 plus me, so 34 people across 23 properties across both Chelan and Douglas County. We have the Housing Choice Voucher Program, which is colloquially known as the Section 8 voucher program, so rental assistance to landlords to help keep assisted or rent lower for folks. The HUD-VASH program, which is a rental assistance program for veterans, and then the FSS program, which is kind of like a savings account for folks who are on Section 8 programs, and it's a really great way to help people save some of their money that's extra after their rent and then put that back for them to use later. For as long as I can remember, I've always been interested in politics, policy. I think when you're a teenager, you don't think of it as policy, but my dad is an immigrant from Lebanon, so government is very different there, and so I've always had this interest in this. I, in high school, got the opportunity to shadow Senator Parlett and over in Olympia, and that turned me on to just how policy is made, why it's so important to be involved, why it's important to vote, and showed me that policymaking's quite local. When I was first thinking about what to do, that's where I saw the best ability to help people. Obviously, there are probably better ways to help people, like being an actual social worker or being a doctor or anything else. But on a larger scale, like, people don't love politics, but there's politics in everything. You need policies to change, to be structured, to help better your community. So on a larger scale, I felt like that's kind of what I could do. Quite a few goals now that I'm at the Housing Authority, and it's such an amazing agency that does so much. So what can we do going forward to be a better resource for folks? So you know, working on getting started on some strategic planning at the agency, growing as a leader. This is a really big role for me. I've done a fair amount of managing throughout my career, but this is a big one. So yeah, learning the job, learning the ins and outs of everything that the Housing Authority does, probably is the next big thing.